If you're jealous, that's your issue. Sienna smirked across the dinner table. Judith smiled, proud of her youngest. I kept cutting the turkey. The knife slid smooth and slow. Ryan looked at me, unsure to speak. Judith said, Megan, maybe be nicer tonight. You always turn things heavy. Sienna laughed loud, glass clinking in her hand. I asked if she was done mocking me. She said, relax, it's Thanksgiving. I said, relax is not in this house. Judith said, stop it, both of you. Sienna said, Mom, just let her rant. Ryan whispered, let it go, not worth it. I kept serving everyone, no one thanked me. Judith told a story about Sienna's promotion. Everyone clapped. Sienna lifted her glass again. I smiled faintly, then washed dishes alone. Behind me they laughed through the wall. Their voices soft but cutting. I heard my name followed by nothing good. Ryan said, why do you let them talk like that? I said, because they never listen. He said, then make them see. I said, one day they will. Days passed, full of cold calls and deadlines. At work I stayed late every night. My boss praised others and forgot my name. He said, Megan, maybe next time you'll lead. I said, maybe. He said, you need to speak louder. I said, I speak clear, you just don't hear. He laughed like it was nothing. I watched the clock tick, silent and bright. Ryan brought dinner, sometimes waiting in his car. He said, you're building something they can't take. I said, they always take, they just hide it well. 2 months later, snow melting slow outside my window. I worked late at the design firm. Everyone gone except me and my screen. Emails stacked, deadlines close. I submitted the project before midnight. It went viral in the morning. The client posted it, tagging our firm. The company page filled with praise. Ryan texted, you did it. I smiled, small but deep inside it burned calm. Judith called that afternoon. Her tone half warm, half proud. She said, your sister showed me your work. She said, Sienna says you finally found something you like. I said, something I built, not found. She said, you should thank her, she shared it online. I said, sure. But I knew Sienna posted it without credit. The tag missed my name on purpose. That night I stayed quiet. No posts, no fights, no words. Ryan said, you could expose her. I said, no, just watch. Weeks later I got an invitation. City Awards Gala for Design Innovation. My name first on the list. The firm bought a table near the stage. Sienna texted, congrats, so proud of you. Judith wrote, will come support. I said, fine, seats are limited. The hall bright with cameras and suits. Ryan fixed my collar before we walked in. Sienna and Judith already seated. When they saw the screen behind stage, my logo filled it clean and full. Then a voice read credits aloud. Lead designer Megan Foster. Concept, origin and execution Megan Foster. Sienna froze, her smile cracked slightly. Judith clapped too soon, then stopped. I looked at them across the lights. Their faces pale under the flash. Ryan whispered, breathe, you earned this. The applause rose slow then loud. I stepped to the stage, calm and sure. No shaking, no rush. The mic cold against my hand. I said, thank you for believing in quiet work. For those who only see noise, this is my proof. I looked straight at Sienna. Her eyes wide, her mouth tight. Judith blinked fast, like hiding something. I smiled small, no words left. They sat still the rest of the night. After the ceremony, people came with cameras. One asked what inspired the design. I said, stillness. Another asked about teamwork. I said, sometimes silence builds stronger bridges. Ryan watched me say each word slow. In the corner, Sienna tried to smile again. Judith held her phone, pretending to take photos. Their faces drawn sharp under the light. Outside flashes kept coming. Sienna stepped close and whispered, you win. I said, I didn't play. She said, you always think you're better. I said no, I just stopped explaining. Judith said, girls, please not here. I said, you started it years ago, Mom. She looked down at her shoes. No words, no excuse. Ryan took my hand and led me out. The air outside smelled clean like rain. Later that week, magazines printed my name. TV anchors mentioned it once or twice. Sienna stopped posting for days. Then she shared a quote about forgiveness. People commented asking what happened. Judith deleted old posts with my name. Ryan said it's quiet online now. I said quiet is rare. He said, you wanted this. I said I wanted truth. He said same thing sometimes. I said no, not always. At work, my boss asked me to train new hires. He said, you have a calm authority. I said I learned from chaos. He said from family. I said from noise disguised as love. He nodded, unsure what to say. During lunch, Sienna walked into the lobby. Her smile forced her eyes red. She said, congrats again, maybe we can talk. I said, maybe not now. She said, you humiliated me. I said I showed my work. She said, you used me. I said, you used me first. She said, I was proud of you. I said, you were proud of yourself. She stepped closer, voice shaking. She said, I wanted us to be friends again. I said, friends don't erase each other. She looked down, breathing heavy. Then left without a word. Co-workers watched from the glass hall. No one spoke for a while. I went back to my desk. Ryan texted, everything okay? I said, finally yes. Days turned to weeks. Judith tried again, sending long messages. I read them slow, never replied. Sienna posted travel photos alone. Captions about starting over. Her comments fewer each time. People remembered how she mocked before. The internet has quiet memory but sharp recall. I scrolled once, then closed it. No hate, no joy, just distance. Months later, another project came. Bigger clients, more freedom. I hired 2 new designers, young and unsure. They asked how to handle unfair bosses. I said, make work so good they can't ignore it. They smiled like it was a secret spell. At night, I stood by the window. City lights flickering below. Ryan cooking quietly in the kitchen. He said, you finally look rested. I said, maybe peace looks like boredom. He said, peace looks earned. I said, then maybe I earned enough. The next morning, my inbox full again. Interviews, invitations, contracts. At the bottom, one message unread. From Sienna, subject, just sorry. I didn't open it. I didn't need to. Ryan called from the hallway. Breakfast ready. I said, coming. Sunlight soft across the floor. The city waking. My reflection steady on the glass. No victory speech, no revenge high. Just balance. And silence louder than applause.